Buenos dias. This is Carpaccio with the Weekly Pele Report, and I've got this new program downloaded here. It's at least an upgrade, and I'm not that happy with it, but it will show us some things. Because today I'm going to talk about what? How the sun is square Mars. Can you see this? I mean, you can draw just a 90-degree angle between the Earth and Mars, right? And the Earth and the sun. So these are in square to each other. And I'll show you that in the astrological chart. Then we can also see in the astrological chart that Mercury is conjunct Venus. And you can do that because the chart's drawn from the Earth being in the center, right? So just picture that the Earth is in the center and draw a straight line out, and you're going to hit Mercury and Venus. Okay, pretty super duper cool. And then if we turn this a little bit, well, first let's shrink it down. Oh geez, no, I didn't mean to do that. I wanted to shrink it down, and this is where I really don't like the program that much, but let's just turn it a little bit like this. And here you can see, right, that there's Pluto. So you have Earth in the center. Mars is coming up to conjoin with Saturn. Saturn is, where's Pluto out there? You guys, come on. There's Pluto. You know, by the time you get Pluto in there, but you can see Saturn is coming up to join together with Pluto, okay, in a conjunction. And Uranus, well, here's Neptune way the heck out here, but Uranus is supposed to be out here too. Ugh, it's terrible. Anyway, turning it this way, you can then also see that if you take a place from Earth, you go up here through Mars. So this is all the sign of Capricorn is going to be up here, which is the constellation of Sagittarius. Then if you go from Earth out to Jupiter, we've got Jupiter in Scorpio, okay, which is the constellation of the scales, okay. And we've got from Earth to the sun, what's over here? Okay, if you know your astrology, the sun is in the sign. It just went into the sign of Aries. Pretty super duper cool, eh? And now I want to just show you one more thing, and that is about how we get that this, come on, Mercury is retrograde, right? Mercury just went retrograde, and I want to show you why and what that looks like here, okay? That is because if you draw a line from the Earth through Mercury all the way out to the constellations, it's going to look like Mercury is going backwards instead of forwards. Ready? Watch. Here we go. Now here's the moon coming around, and this weekend we've got the moon opposite Mars square the sun. Did you see that? Now she's gone, and she's gone around a little bit, but this Mercury is still in a place of going retrograde, retrograde, retrograde until the 29th, and then it doesn't really start going forward again. It stations, comes back to where it was in the same, draw that line from there to there, okay? Oh, yeah, I mean, I can't even do this program, man. Stop it. Anyway, it does this whole backwards line through the constellations with that Mercury retrograde, and it won't come back to where it was on March 16th, okay, until May 5th. So we have this 6-week period. I mean, I could try to do this for you again, but I don't think I will, because I want to show you what the actual chart looks like, right? Let's quit the application here and go to this chart. You can see now that this is the Earth in the center, and there's the sun over there, right? And the sign of Aries behind it. You can see that Mercury is just right, right by Venus, and Mars is straight up overhead. This is just that is the solar system only in an astrological chart. Yeah, so we're charting the system. And when we go forward now, you can see the moon is going around the Earth because this is the Earth in the center. And here we go. Let's go with, we can go with hours. Here comes the moon. And you see what's going on. This weekend is really phenomenal, okay, because it comes up to the moon. This is within a minute, you guys. Absolutely phenomenal. Look at the Mars is at 358, the sun is at 358, and the moon, I mean, if we go down to minutes here, I don't know, this may be a little more interesting to me than it is to you, but here we go. It is actually at 3, look at 357, 356, 359. And this is on Saturday, yes, in San Jose, Costa Rica, March 24th. Talk about a tight to the minute T-square. It doesn't get any tighter than that, ladies and gentlemen. It's like, wow. Then we have our retrograde Mercury. And Venus is coming into a conjunction with Uranus, but that won't be till next year. The other next week on Wednesday. But I'll talk about that next Wednesday. Venus, Uranus. Oh, por Dios. Yeah. Last thing I want to bring up is this Venus square Pluto. Okay, Pluto is too far out there in the other program to show that to you. 21 degrees. 21 degrees. There it is going on all week. Venus square Pluto. Mars also up here, conjunct Saturn. That's going to be going on for a couple of weeks, getting more intense and more intense. But right now, it is the big Sun square Mars that I would like to talk with you about today.
All right, let's knock this puppy out. Sun's going into Aries. We're not fooling around. We're not wasting any time. We got a lot of stuff to do. Let's get on with it. Pedal to the metal. Move it, move it, move it, move it, move it. Right? I mean, come on. Are you feeling it or what? With the Sun square Mars, just like I showed, and that whole thing is like... And what it doesn't show so much in there, but in the chart, Mars coming up to Saturn. They're like, right on, almost on top of each other. Even though in the actual reality of the solar system, right, it's an optical illusion. I mean, but what's not an illusion, right? The old Vedic, Hindus are saying, it's all Maya. This whole thing is Maya. But what happens is, and this is something that, it really struck me a while ago, the planets have been in these same orbits for thousands and millions of years. And it's really just the repetition of a pattern. The repetition of a pattern strengthens it and strengthens it and strengthens it. And so these repetitive patterns and these repetitive cycles gain like more and more substance or more and more weight the longer that they exist through time. Chronos, Saturn. So let's talk about it. But first, the image that I got for like this, the report for this week is just in the old army movies. I mean, when I was a kid, I'd watch these old army movies, right? And they'd have the boats, the boats where the whole front of the boat just, yeah, and it's like an amphibian, right? The boat comes up onto the beach, boom. The things drop down, and then all the army guys, come out with their guns, and charge, to fight the war, right? I mean, is that like, this is perfect Pisces, right? The Pisces ocean, it comes along, we're on the boat, blah, 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 and then you hit Aries, and it's like, time to take off. And go to war. I mean, it sometimes can feel like a war because Mars, Saturn, Sun coming up to square Saturn also is like banging your head against the wall. Pink Floyd, The Wall. Okay, you know, this is just like, this is a time where whether it's the government, the bank, traffic, your partner, your boss, this is just a time, okay, where it can feel like there are obstacles, limitations, delays, and this is going to be going on for a few weeks now. This is the great test, the great test. So Mars and Aries, and that Sun in Aries, and even Venus, Mercury, and Uranus all in Aries now, it just is instinct, spontaneous desires emerging from down within. I want new desires, independence, freedom, space. This is the masculine. The masculine wants freedom. The feminine wants connection. We are all a mixture of both. But right now, it's like, I want some freedom! Is it happening? Not. Right? And what happens when it's not? Right? Saturn sitting on you like the 16-ton weight of Monty Python, you know? Boom! Ugh! We can feel oppressed. Yeah, we can feel blocked. And what does that do? It creates anger. Whether we are being suppressed by external factors, external forces, external authorities beyond our control, or whether we are suppressing our own desires because we feel guilty or we feel ashamed or we want people to like us or we don't want people to think that we're selfish or self-centered. So I better not grab that, or I better not say that, or I better not, you know, go for that, or it could, you know, bother somebody. Suppression, internal or external, leads to anger. Yeah? Anger. And this anger and rage can result in outbursts, of violent outbursts, radical, extreme forms of behavior, because we can only take so much or hold so much, you know. It's just like you're in traffic, you know, for so long and so long and so long until, you know, somebody pulls out a gun and shoots somebody. What'd they call that? Road rage. You know? I mean, the Mad Max kind of thing going on here, where it's just like, really. So this can also be a time over these next couple of weeks where I don't want to predict any negative things, but the headlines could, you know, be very people taking shots at each other and people speaking out and yelling out and, you know, I've had enough and I can't take any more and forget you and you can have it, you know, in your personal life, in your bedroom, in your kitchen, in your family. I mean, particularly what? Saturday and Sunday, like I showed you, the moon comes into Cancer. So Cancer is home, roots, family, nurturing, supportive mother kind of energy. Opposite Mars, Saturn, okay, the dictator. Both of them square the Sun in Aries, which is, I just want to be free and get out of here. Woo! Good luck. So what's the, you know, what's this about? I mean, we have to look at it in context. This is just, like I say, this few week period here, okay, of, you know, an intense, you know, arising of new energy and activity. And it's setting the stage, okay, for a new cycle. So, of course, we have some new desires, new energy, new impulses, and we have to find a way to integrate those into our existing reality, into our existing relationships and our job and our home life and everything else. Or we need to change our relationships, our existing home life, and our, you know, job or business or vocation or whatever, yeah? So, you know, this is like the new impulse comes and it upsets the established order. This is what Aries does. The new challenges the old. We have new impulses. They're challenging our old, stagnant conditions and situations. So this is showing us what we need to change. What is blocking us? What are our obstacles? What do I need to commit more to and try harder and really, put my whole self into? And what's not worth it? Saturn is goals and commitments. What am I committed to? And what are my deeper underlying goals? And for that, we want to get in touch with our unconscious soul intention and purpose for incarnating in this body in this lifetime. So it is a way of getting in touch. This anger is a way of getting in touch with our unconscious. Yes, our unconscious soul is trying to tell us something with these impulses and these desires and these new emerging awarenesses. Yeah? And of course, it also has to do with, and this is one of my favorite mantras, man. It's about fun. The north node of the moon is in Leo. Yeah, babe, huh? And this Venus, Mercury is trying that north node in Leo, and the sun is going to be coming up to trying that north node in Leo. Yeah, and the Leo is about fun. And what is fun? Fun is joy. Just coming from, it's coming from this heart space. Leo rules the heart in medical astrology. Okay? It's fun, it's light, it's enthusiasm, it's inspiration, it's creative. So it's like we need, there's an aspect of our soul nature that has to create something. Doing. We're not robots and automatons and tape recorders. Okay? We're here to do something new, something original, something that's never been done before, seen before, heard before. Get on with it, baby. New paradigm action here. Yeah? And this is fun. This is play. So be careful now, okay? This Mars, Saturn, Pluto, and Capricorn, squaring that sun, and the sun is ambition and drive in Aries. Let's make it happen. Let's get it done. Let's get to the top. Let's fight our way to the... I mean, it's like, chill out. Slow down. Take a chill pill. Right? And if it's really something big and really something deep, and this, this relationship or this job or this condition, this life that you're leading is not fun anymore, well, guess what? God, Goddess, Spirit, Creator is showing you right now. What do you have to do? What do you have to change? What do you have to get out of? Or what do you have to get into to have more fun and joy and peace and tranquility and awe and wonder and gratitude and orgasm? It's like, what do you have to do to make your life awesome? So, take these all as lessons. This is a great teaching time. If it's not fun, how can you make it so that you don't have to deal with that stuff anymore? I'm having a hard time. I spent the day at immigration yesterday. Sitting in line, and then the system went down, and we had to go home anyway. So I got to go back to immigration and spend another day there. Before I hit the road, I'm taking off here next week. I don't know where the Pele report's going to be coming from. Crete is next week. But yeah, and I got to get a Costa Rica driver's license. I go over there. They close at 11. I get there at 11. They closed at 10:45. They won't let me in because they're too busy, right? I mean, this is like Saturn. Okay, this is heavy. Okay, authority figures and business, and then I got webinars and work, and I know, we're all going through it. There's few exceptions to the astrological. The Pele report is all about what's going on with the collective unconscious. There's no escape from the collective unconscious. Sorry, man. The stars freaking rule. Yeah, some people say, oh yeah, I'm above astrology. Not. Not as long as you have a physical body that needs to eat and sleep. Sorry, man. As long as you got a physical body that eats and sleeps and you were born into that physical body, okay, your astrological birth chart will tell you what's going on. Anyway, before I get angry, I'm in a rare mood today. What is that mantra again? Okay. The more I watch my temper, the more conscious I become of what I need to change in my life so I can have more fun. I mean, does anything make more sense than that? You cannot argue with that mantra, man. Cut it out. So, I think it's how I need to change my life. You know, how and what I need to change. I mean, it's just a matter of rhyme, you know, this, that, or the other thing. But, yeah, take it. And it's like I say, it's one of two ways. And this is the other thing. What else can get you angry besides being blocked, hindered, and limited? You can see other people getting what you want when you're not. Okay, so other people can piss us off. This is what's called projection. Okay, you know, I want lots of money. I don't have lots of money. They've got lots of money. I don't like them. And their spending habits piss me off. Okay, you know, so it's like a lot of times you want to look at, okay, the old adage, you spot it, you got it, right? So if somebody is getting you angry, if they think they're so cool, okay, well, it might be that you're suppressing your own self-love, and you're not feeling so cool about yourself. So anybody who thinks they're so cool pisses you off because you want to feel cool about yourself, but you don't. So suppression leads to projection of shadow, leads to anger and rage. So that's another thing. So it's not just external suppression, it's when I am suppressing myself. All forms of suppression lead to distortion, anger, and rage. Thank you, Jeffrey Wolfgreen, my teacher and the founder of evolutionary astrology. The guy totally rocks. All right? Mantra one more time. Last time. It's very simple. You just want to repeat this over and over and over again. The more I watch my temper, the more conscious I become of how I need to change my life so I can have more fun. Namaste. Aloha. So much love.